Hey guys, it's Lauren. I saw this really neat video earlier today about an easy technique to make a wave. I like to make waves a lot. You guys probably saw this post, it's still drying, but that wave that I posted earlier today, and I did some little wave type things over there, but I wanted to try something new, and as soon as I am able to look up the person, because I saved it, I will tag them in this post because I can't remember their name right now. But essentially they just said to put some navy on your canvas. And what you see here, actually I did, instead of a full navy, I'm a big fan of this metallic cobalt blue, but I felt like that might be a little bit too light. So I mixed that in with some just black, along with a little bit of phthalo blue, which I use a lot, hence that bottle. So what I did there was make this almost kind of like sea deep green. Looks like we're out in the deep ocean, but I still wanted to have a little bit of a lighter blue in here. So I mixed in some more of the phthalo blue and just swirled it around a little. I didn't mix it in completely because I still want this overall dark complexion. So we're gonna try this experiment. This is the first time I've done a video that's not just time-lapse. So it's the first time you guys are hearing me actually talk through this. We'll see if I actually post it or not. So I'm just gonna spread this around a little bit just to cover edge to edge. I'm actually using a little bit thicker of a canvas tonight. So I want to get some of the edges down, but if not, I'll paint over the sides. They're kind of a thick side, deep canvas here. And this is, I think it's a 6x6. Yeah, 6x6 square with I think it's 2 inches, maybe an inch. I'm not really good with math. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a social worker during the day, and I like to come home and paint. Then when I get home, I find it very relaxing, very cathartic. We talk about self-care a lot in my line of work, and so I like to, this is my self-care. And I decided I wanted to have courage, hence the name, to create and to share some of what I create. So that's how I got here. I guess this is kind of serving as my formal introduction. I'm just getting all the sides covered since I do have enough paint on here to do that. So yeah, the whole point of me saying I'm a social worker is I'm not really that great with math. Don't get me wrong, there's plenty of social workers who are, and I think I can hold my own, but not by estimating. Go ahead, there's some of that blue peeking through. I'm kind of excited about this already. Just getting all the sides. There we go. And this is something you could go back and do later too if you chose. It's kind of neat to see some of this behind the scenes, because those time-lapse videos, I tell you, I love watching time-lapse videos. That's why I started doing them. They just kind of make me happy. To watch. I find them very soothing, but they are misleading because you look at something and I'm like, oh, I could whip that up real quickly. Unfortunately, things take a lot longer in real life, so you guys are kind of getting that view of it as well. You can get some of this extra paint off. Not a lot. I want to have a nice coat on here, not too thick, because we're going to be moving it around a little bit. What we're going to do is with actually a hair dryer, so it will get loud. Usually in my videos I've got music in the background because they're time-lapse. You don't need to listen to me. So what I'm basically going to do is I'm going to make sure we don't have any air bubbles. There we go. And I'm not using any silicone in this one today either, so we'll see how many good cells we get in my wave. And here's the part where you don't see in time-lapse videos is when I get indecisive. Do I want to make my wave go this way? Do I want it to make it go that way? Come from a corner, come from a side? I don't really know. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and go for it. We're just going to do it from the bottom up for this first one. So we're just going to put a whole bunch of white down here. And then we're going to get our hairdryer. So you won't be able to hear me, but essentially I'm going to blow it that way onto the canvas and see if it does what I want it to do. So first impression, one, I love the colors happening here. It's not quite, I think I put too much white in hindsight here. So what I might end up doing is maybe doing some layers here. So bear with me. Let's see if we can maybe add, I mixed up a little extra of that is truly just a navy. So I'm going to add a little bit of that to the tiny little bit of this kind of dark sea green thing that I had going on here. So we can swirl that. And we're going to do a layer. I'm going to start angling it. Since the painting's kind of angling itself, I'm going to go ahead and angle it as well. A little bit on the diagonal here. This may not be ocean related at all. This is another thing you don't see in the time-lapse videos. Looks like everything I do is what I meant to do it. That is not the case. So here's round two. So we added a little more of the blue. And I'm going to see if I can blow some of this white that's already here into that blue and see if it makes kind of some layers here. I'm going to work on this for just a minute. This one doesn't want to move, so we're going to add just a little bit here. Well, folks, this is how cool things are created. Not at all what I was going for, but I'm kind of liking it a little bit. I'm going to see if I can't get some cells to come out with this little torch. See if we can't do that. It might be a little too thick. I'm still kind of learning some of these ratios, wanting to learn kind of what makes some good cells without the silicone. And sometimes I hit the jackpot, sometimes I don't. This painting that I had done the other day, I didn't use any silicone, and it gave me all these beautiful cells regardless. And unfortunately, I'm not getting quite as many today. I'm going to come in a little bit more. Again, I'm still loving this and how it's turning out, but I'm not quite sure what direction I'm going with it. I lost a lot of this pretty dark color that I worked so hard to figure out. And that is, I wonder if part of it's too that I just have a small canvas and I probably should have blown on it instead of used the hairdryer. It might have just been a little too aggressive. But you know, live and learn, and that's what I'm here to do, is figure out all the different techniques, to figure out all the different things that I can, and to learn and to grow, because that's what I would like to do, and to show other people that it's completely okay. I just realized I can't cuss on this, so it's completely okay to mess up things, because you might still end up with something beautiful, and in the end, who cares? If I decide to share this video, so what if people don't like it? If I decide not to share the video, then I'm the only one who sees all the errors I'm making. So in the end, again, it's really no big deal. I'm gonna try using a straw this time just to see what a different effect might be. So already that's giving me more texture than the hairdryer did. And again, on a small canvas like this one, it might have been the better way to go from the beginning. Again, I also have a problem for those of you who are new to following me. And again, this is the first time I've ever talked to y'all. I have a problem with knowing when to stop. I like to paint. I don't want it to end. And I don't want to set up another canvas either. So I'm always in this conundrum of how do I keep going? Or how do I learn how to not keep going? We're going to just give this a little bit of a tilt. See if we can get a little bit more of a gentle movement. There we go. I'm kind of liking that little bit of a stretch there. We are going to go in that corner. Okay, so I'm liking all this that's happening here. Let's see how we can get a couple more of these little cells happening. I know I'm going to sound like a crazy person, but I'm going to try and get some of this white over there like I did before. I'm going to add a little more white here because I'm trying to extend it a little bit further up into that line. And I'm kind of liking what's happening with these layers. I'm also running into a problem where I don't want too much paint pulled up on the center here. So I am trying to move some paint along, which is essentially at this point kind of just starting over. But again, I'm liking some of the striations that are happening here. It's completely not at all where I started, and I'm losing a whole bunch of paint off the sides, but live and learn. I was trying to get a little bit of that dark color back into this since I had lost so much from the beginning. So I'm liking the progression. Again, this is not exactly what I was going for, but it's been fun. I am enjoying somewhat of what's happening, other than the fact that I was trying to demonstrate a technique and that's gone horribly wrong. But it is super relaxing to do normally when I'm not trying to impress people. I'm just trying to move it a little bit and see what's moving, what's not. Just try and get a little bit, since it looks like a stormy ocean to me now, I was trying to see if I can't make it a little bit more tumultuous. Although, again, I never know when to stop. So I should probably take that as my cue. if you guys are even still listening. I appreciate you. Look at me, I can't help myself. I appreciate you hanging in there, being patient, and taking the time to listen and the time to check out my page. Again, I'm a relatively new artist when it comes to acrylics. I'm very new at allowing myself to call myself an artist, because that's never a title that I gave myself. So I guess my take-home message of the day is do what makes your heart happy. Create something every day, whether it's painting or cooking or decorating or whatever it might be. Just make something every day. And I am probably going to add a little bit more touch to this, but I will let you guys go until next time.